Remember my review of Wag the Dog, in which I discussed that movie from 1997 and how naive I was when I first watched it, and just thought that it was made up and didn't realize that it was a peek behind the curtains. It was a revelation of the method moment where those who are in charge of those who have the power, those who are a part of the power structure, gave you a peek inside to see the kind of things they really do, the ways in which they trick and hoodwink and hoax us all on such a level that, you know, just like it's often said, the big lie, nobody disputes the big lie. And so, for instance, there was the scene of Kirsten Dunst as like a 12 or 13-year-old Eastern European peasant girl running to get her cat, pick up her cat, and then run across an open field while bombs are falling, explosions are happening around her, and she's dodging them as she's running desperately, holding her little cat, and that's revealed to just be this something that was filmed in a studio with a blue screen. So they took this American young actress, dressed her up in peasant clothes, made her look like an Eastern European girl, and then just added the footage all behind her, so that it looked like she was the victim of this attack, which justified American retaliation. So that's the first thing I think of when I look at this photo. This has been exposed in a few places, but it hasn't really come out to a great extent yet. If you type in Ukraine gas leak lady 2018, what you find is that apparently the picture of this woman was used first in 2018 after an apparent or reported gas leak, which resulted in an explosion, which resulted in her injuries that you see here. This same picture got recycled and is now, or has been used by, as you can see, it's the front page of The Sun, and it's this big dramatic picture, and it's supposed to be it's supposed to elicit the response that Putin, that bastard, oh my God, they bombed Ukraine, you bastard. But it's not real, or if it's real, it's from 2018, from an entirely different event, and who knows whether that event is even real. I mean, I personally think you're a fool if you don't take anything you see on the news with a massive grain of salt. And, there are worse things than this. There's I remember seeing, I don't think you can find this on YouTube anymore. I'm pretty sure you can't. But I remember, like all the way back to 1991, the first Gulf War, where you had these two idiots like acting like they were in the middle of this this gas attack, and they were putting on their masks and everything, and it was a total sham. They were standing in front of a blue screen the whole time. I mean, there was footage that exposed all of this, and I believe this was on CNN, but they refused to acknowledge that they had scammed everybody, that they were just doing this to amp up the drama. Remember the story that came out of, I believe, India or Pakistan, I can't remember which one it was, where there was an alleged school shooting, and there were people holding up pictures of the students who were allegedly murdered in the school shooting. And one of the pictures was a picture of one of the Sandy Hook children. And this was like 2 years after Sandy Hook. I remember this, and if you, I know it's got to be much harder to find these stories now. They've buried them deep in the algorithm. They're trying to cover their tracks, but you can find it if you look for it. Just how, and then afterwards they were trying to come up with some explanation. How exactly did this American child's picture wind up mixed in with all these Pakistani children's pictures in this apparent demonstration over this alleged school shooting that took place allegedly in, again, I think it was Pakistan. So much chicanery, so many lies. And it's got to be really, in a way, it's got to be really easy if you create footage and it's even like it looks halfway decent, it looks halfway realistic. I mean, you could probably submit that footage as long as it's demonstrating something that the mainstream media is looking to, is supporting a message that the mainstream media is trying to seed into our minds. In this case, not so subtly. As long as it's in support of that message, I bet you they will use it, because there have been so many instances of things like that. I mean, this is absolutely shameless stuff. Supposedly, also footage that they used that supposedly showed Ukraine getting shelled by Russian bombs was actually footage of the West Bank from a few years ago that they've just recycled. That's what they do. They use whatever they have at their disposal, pictorially speaking, whatever will help to get the message across. And in our era of deepfakes, I mean, golly, I mean, that's a whole nother. That's just opening a whole other Pandora's box, where they can. It's gotten so much more sophisticated. They can make someone who looks like you and sounds like you. They can basically implicate you of a crime if they wanted to. They could show you committing a crime, put your face on this CGI figure, make it look really realistic, and use your voice or something that sounds a lot like your voice. So if you end up seeing me committing some horrendous crime on the news, just remember, I'm calling it here. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but we'll see.